Yes.
Hello. Hello. Wait. Background.
चलो प्रीति
Please, he is honorable. He is elected chairman. He is like RBI government.
प्रीति sir, kindly keep your mobile in horizontal में रख लीजिए सर.
मोबाइल दिखाओ दिखा के बोलो.
सर अभी नहीं आएगा क्योंकि ये शेयरिंग वाला चल रहा है ना, तो इसमें नॉट एबल टू
He is reaching his office.
Yeah.
No, how do you join?
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon from Bangkok. I am Rasita Sikert-Kroon, Program Coordinator. Our organization, NEDAC, stands for Network for the Development of Agricultural Cooperatives in Asia and the Pacific. It was set up in 1991 by UNFAO, ILO, and ICA. It's headquartered in Bangkok. Today, I'm pleased to welcome everyone to the hybrid workshop on entrepreneurship development in coconut oil production, processing, and marketing. The workshop is jointly organized by NEDAC Training Center, Bangkok, NTCB, and Laxman Rao Inamdar National Academy for Cooperative Research and Development, LINAC, NCDC, India, with the objectives to bring various possibilities for the promotion of entrepreneurship in the coconut-based sector, including farmers, cooperatives, entrepreneurs, through 150 minutes long technical sessions and discussions by experts from various countries in Asia and the Pacific. So first of all, I would like to invite Mr. KB Upreti, Chairman of National Cooperative Bank, Nepal, and Honorable Vice Chairperson of NEDAC for his opening address. Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Our chairperson, respected chief guest, and a guest from the different countries, executive and responsibility from NEDAC, cooperators, and all participants and experts. Firstly, I would like to heartily welcome everyone present in the person and via Zoom on behalf of NEDAC and NCBL. Since the worldwide COVID-19 crisis began, there has been restriction in international movement. Still, NEDAC has always been trying to unify its members and continue program through virtual medium. Today, after a long hybrid model, program has been conducted, and I hope the participants are feeling good to share experience of on person. So this workshop, I believe that it shall be conducted with addition to knowledge and practical guidelines. We look forward to meaningful and extensive discussion on the relevant issues and wish the best success and fruitful of this program. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to invite Dr. Jelfina C. Elo, Executive Director of the International Coconut Community from Jakarta, Indonesia, to speak on her organization in the context of the workshop.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Ratsita, distinguished program coordinator, NEDAC Training Center, Bangkok, and leaders and team of LINAC and CDC India, all dignitaries, respected eminent speakers and participants, ladies and gentlemen. Warm greetings from the Secretariat of the International Coconut Community in Jakarta, and my sincere appreciation to NEDAC and LINAC and CDC India for organizing this very important workshop, which I believe not only can provide substantial information to participants, but also to trigger and assist the establishment of the coconut oil industry in the country. So I'm honored to inform about the International Coconut Community, although I know some of participants have known well about the ICC. So if you can allow me to share my screen, is that okay?
Yeah, you can share, please.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So ICC is an intergovernmental organization of coconut producing countries organized in 1969 under the aegis of the United Nations for Economic and Social Commission for Asia and Pacific. So, our objective is, along with the member countries, to promote, coordinate, and harmonize all activities of the coconut industry, which sustains the lives of millions of small farmers, as well as those engaged in production, processing, and marketing of coconut products. So we have 20 member countries spread from Asia to the South America. As you may all know that as of 2020, Coconut Genetic Resources Networks, or COGEN, becomes one of the major program of ICC. So the mandate of COGEN is to reinforce international collaboration for conserving and using coconut genetic resources. It is supported by 4 international thematic action groups, ex situ and in situ conservation, genomics and breeding, phytopathology, entomology, and germplasms movement, and in vitro tissue culture and cryopreservation. And these networks, in coordination with International Treaty on Plant Genetic Resources for Food and Agriculture, FAO, and the host countries, is coordinating the 5 international coconut gene bank located in India, Indonesia, Cotiva, PNG, and Brazil. So far, there are 39 countries as member of COGEN. So every year, ICC conducted session and ministerial meeting to discuss all administrative matters, progress in coconut sector in each member countries and globally, and also program to address challenges in coconut sector, as well as strategies to fulfill the global market demand for the benefit of farmers, sustain the industry, including coconut oil, and contribute also to nation. We just completed this year virtual meeting with government of PNG as a host country. So every 2 years, ICC, in collaboration with the member countries, hold Cocotec conference and exhibition as a media for promoting coconut and its products, get and share latest progress made by national and international research institutes or centers, university, and industries. This year, the Cocotec conference and exhibition conducted virtually, attended by more than 700 participants from 43 countries. So the other major program is the international training course for the coconut development officers in collaboration with the Coconut Research Institute Sri Lanka. Next year, we will hold Cocotec conference and exhibition in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Hope the participant or industry of coconut oil can participate. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Freezing now. I'm sorry. So to promote and disseminate coconut information, ICC published Co-Community, Scientific Journal, Coco Info, Processing, and many more. So sorry about that. So we have also some program including capacity building and technology transfer. And I have to stick with the 3 minutes that committee gave me. And with that, I wish you all a fruitful deliberation about coconut oil and wish you all the best. Stay healthy and safe with coconut oil and virgin coconut oil. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jovina. Now it's my privilege to request Mr. Tomio Shijiri, country representative from FAO, to address the participants. Please, sir.
Thank you very much. Namaste. Chief guest, Honorable Shri Narendra Singh Tomar, Union Minister for Agriculture, Farmers Welfare, Government of the India. Mr. Sandeep Nayak, Chairperson of the NEDAC and CEO, CDC, National Cooperative Development Corporation, Government of the India. Mr. KB Upretti, Vice Chairman, Chairperson of NEDAC, ICT, Ms. Jennifer, Secretariat, respectable representative from NEDAC members, and distinguished guests and colleagues. I'd like to congratulate the NEDAC workshop with the chief guest, is the Honorable Sri Narendra Toma, Union Minister for Agriculture, Farmers, Welfare, India, on the entrepreneurship development in coconut oil production, processing, and marketing, organized by leadership of the Mr. Sandeep Nayak, chairperson of NEDAC, and vice chairman of the KB Aperitif. So I think it also, I'd like to appreciate excellent presentation by ICC, and then also concept note, concept paper prepared by NEDAC Training Center in Bangkok. And then LINAC, NCDC in India, this is in which well articulated all about the coconut status and perspectives. So I don't want to repeat. I think it's already many covers, but I'd like to just some main point. Coconut is one of the most important food in tropical and subtropical countries, which the coconut tree being referred is as the tree of life. And India, is popularly known as tree of heaven, mainly because every part of the tree yield benefit to the mankind. Coconuts play a major role in the economy of India as well. So Asian Pacific region produce about 85% of the world coconut products, such as coconut oil, water and milk, virgin coconut oil, and raw materials such as fiber, materials, and timbers used in construction. Coconut industry makes a significant contribution to the agri-food sector of countries in Asia Pacific region. Also, this is a socio-economic pillar in a rural area, where small-scale holders account for 80 to 90% primary coconut production. According to the paper provided, Asian Pacific coconut communities and member countries are strongly promoting virgin coconut oil for health and improving the livelihood and small coconut processors. So I think this is today's workshop, more focusing on promoting coconut oil. So in this year, even during the COVID pandemic period, each countries organized national level food summit dialogue. And also in September, food system summit was held in New York, aiming to achieving SDG 2030. Substantially, this is a more sustainably, and then food and loss and waste on the food and agriculture, which is focused. So coconut is one of the versatile products to fit from the linear to circular economy, because this economic approach is aimed to eliminating waste and then continual use of resource, like a circular economies. So this is a maybe new paradigm shift, emphasize on the need to take a comprehensive view of the products and process. So now we think, I think with all of agree, coconut is this is for coconut kernel, water, oil, coconut husk, coconut wood, and coconut leaf. This is exactly eliminating waste. We can use very ecologically is excellent is a product. So lastly, we will have a 4 technical session and then industry feedback session. So I wish all the participants in today's workshop fruitful and successful deliberation and brainstorming for the promotion of coconut sectors through cooperative. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Now I have the honor of requesting Mr. Sandeep Kumar Nayak, Honorable Chairman of NIDA, to deliver his address. Please, sir.
Namaskar. Good morning. Good afternoon to all the delegates who are attending the first hybrid workshop, international workshop organized by NEDAC Training Center Bangkok and LINAC NCDC during this pandemic. Honorable Chief Guest, the Federal Minister of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare in India, all distinguished speakers, delegates to this workshop, a very important topic that NEDAC and LINAC NCDC have taken up. Before I proceed, I would like to introduce all those distinguished participants who are present in this conference hall of one of our distinguished members, Indian Porters Limited, in Mumbai, the commercial capital of India. I'll start with introducing the chairman of the National Federation of State Cooperative Banks, NAPSCO. The chairman, sir, is here. Can I request him to speak a few words?
Thank you very much. Namaskar. Good morning to everyone. It's an honor and a privilege to be here. Company. Many thanks to the chairman that has invited us. Me along with my managing director of National Federation of Cooperative Banks. All others in this movement, people who have joined virtual. Once again, basically, we represent the agriculture, primary agriculture cooperatives, and the banks, National Federation of Cooperatives, represent the 32 state cooperative banks, 353 district cooperative banks, and about 90,000 and odd primary agriculture cooperative societies. We came to, as the very recently Government of India has carved out a new ministry exclusively for cooperation. And a very prominent personality in the Indian politics, Mr. Amit Shah, has taken over the Minister for Cooperatives. And this augurs well for the cooperative movement. And in this background, in this context, they are trying to, restructure the whole cooperative system and give a lot of impetus, a lot of thrust to the primary agriculture cooperative societies, which are the main strength for the farming community in India. All these, the government's thinking and their approach is to make all these societies as multi-service centers, whereby, farmers could get a better price for their produce, after the value addition. So, I also represent a state, the newly carved up state in India, 29th state, Telangana, which is today one of the major rice producers in the country. And the extent of land which has come into use in agriculture, from 10 million, it's gone up to 20 million in 7 years. So here I was wondering, in such meetings, if we could, even the government is thinking of crop diversification, and also to give additional income to the farmers, not from the regular kind of farming, by adopting new ways and new methods, and also going in for some commercial crops. So these primary agricultural societies and banks, if we could support them, if we would, help them in getting the value addition to the products. I think the objective of this ministry and the environment given me an opportunity to be here and understand things here.
Thank you. Thank you, the Honorable Chairperson of National Federation of State Cooperative Banks. I'll also introduce Mr. Nima Subramaniam. He is Managing Director of the National Federation of Cooperative Banks. You have to say namaste, that's all. Yeah. Then I will proceed to introduce Mr. V. Arun from the Marico Industries, a big industrial house in coconut sector in India.
Yeah, greetings for the day.
Now I introduce Dr. K.T. Channesappa, an advisor, and he is instrumental in, he and his team instrumental in preparing the coconut oil research paper, the concept paper on behalf of NCDC. Next, I will introduce Colonel Vineet. He is regional director of the Maharashtra state, Goa state, and other territories on behalf of NCDC. He is in this August gathering. Now, also, I will introduce Ms. Malati Sareen. She is also an expert in the cooperative sector. Then I introduce the regional director of Indian Potash Limited, a highly successful company in the promoted by cooperatives in the fertilizer and food space, Mr. Patil. Then I also introduce Ms. Meenakshi Yadav. She is the real architect of preparing the concept paper on coconut oil for this workshop. And I'll also take this opportunity to welcome Ms. Elizabeth Nangare from FSC from Kenya. She comes from a coconut growing province of Kenya. Kenya is a member of NEDAC. She is from Likoni. She has just joined. And since I have almost exhausted my time limit, I'll make a statement about NEDAC. NEDAC is an organization of cooperatives for Asia Pacific set up by even FAO, ILO, and International Cooperative Alliance in 1991. We have its director of NEDAC, Professor K.R. Salim. He is also present here in this workshop virtually. He is a professor from AIT Bangkok, and he is also a director of NEDAC in Bangkok head office. So welcome everybody. We are very happy to continue this series, and I'll also mention a very distinguished person from the federal government of Bangladesh. He is also the additional secretary from federal government of Bangladesh, Mr. Chandan. He is also present amongst us, representing Bangladesh government in this workshop. Wish you all the very best, and let us proceed further. Rasita.
Thank you so much, sir. Now it's my great privilege to announce the address by our chief guest, Mr. Narendra Singh Tomar, Honorable Federal Agriculture Minister of India. And as today he is not able to join us, his video will be played.
सभी को नमस्कार। NEDAC के अध्यक्ष श्री संदीप नायक जी और सदस्य देशों के प्रतिनिधित्व करने वाले गणमान्य प्रतिनिधि, सहकारिता के वरिष्ठ नेता और कार्यशाला में उपस्थित सभी महानुभाव, मुझे बहुत प्रसन्नता है कि NEDAC प्रशिक्षण केंद्र बैंकॉक और लिनाक NCDC द्वारा नारियल तेल के उत्पादन, प्रसंस्करण और विपणन में उद्यमिता का विकास पर कार्यशाला आयोजित की जा रही है। इसमें विभिन्न देश शामिल हुए हैं। मैं आप सबका हृदय से बहुत बहुत स्वागत करता हूं, बहुत अभिनंदन करता हूं। इस कार्यशाला का उद्देश्य बहुत अच्छा है, जिसके तहत नारियल तेल के प्रसंस्करण, विपणन एवं निर्यात में आने वाली चुनौतियों को समझने के लिए विभिन्न हितधारकों को एक मंच प्रदान किया गया है। इस मंच के माध्यम से सहकारिता भी विकसित होगी और इस क्षेत्र में उद्यमिता और संबोधित करने हेतु संभावना पर विचार विमर्श होगा। आज के दौर में वैश्विक अर्थव्यवस्था के लिए सहकारिता बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है, जिसका भारतीय अर्थव्यवस्था के लिए भी काफी महत्व है। भारतीय सहकारिता आंदोलन दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा आंदोलन है। भारत में 94% गांव प्राथमिक ऋण सहकारी समिति द्वारा कवर किए जाते हैं और किसानों की 1/3 कृषि उपज सहकारी क्षेत्र द्वारा खरीदी की जाती है। देश में सहकारिता आंदोलन को मजबूत करने के उद्देश्य से भारत सरकार के प्रधानमंत्री माननीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने सहकार से समृद्धि के सपने को साकार करने के लिए अलग से सहकारिता मंत्रालय बनाया है। कृषि का क्षेत्र भारतीय अर्थव्यवस्था का मुख्य आधार है। ऐसे में सहकारी समितियों को आर्थिक गतिविधियों के सभी क्षेत्रों, विशेष रूप से कृषि और ग्रामीण विकास को समाहित करने वाली प्रभावी संस्थाओं होने के कारण एक विशेष भूमिका निभानी है। इससे किसानों की आय दोगुनी करने और भारत को 2024-25 तक 5 ट्रिलियन अमेरिकी डॉलर की अर्थव्यवस्था और वैश्विक पावर हाउस बनाने का प्रधानमंत्री जी का दृष्टिकोण भी पूरा करने में मदद मिलेगी। भारत अनेक कृषि उत्पादों में दुनिया में अग्रणी है और घरेलू आवश्यकता की पूर्ति के बाद अन्य देशों को निर्यात भी करता है। हमारी सरकार भारत में कृषि क्षेत्र में निरंतर सुधार के लिए प्रतिबद्ध है, साथ ही किसानों की आय बढ़ाने के लिए कृत संकल्पित है। सरकार फसलों के विविधीकरण पर जोर दे रही है, जिससे किसानों की आय में वृद्धि होगी, रोजगार के अवसर सृजित होंगे। इस संदर्भ में नारियल की खेती एक आशा की किरण है, जो विशेष रूप से छोटे किसानों की स्थायी आय का स्रोत है। नारियल को जीवन का वृक्ष माना जाता है और दुनिया भर के 93 देशों में 11 मिलियन हेक्टेयर में इसकी खेती की जाती है। 80 मिलियन लोग अपनी आजीविका नारियल और इसके प्रसंस्करण पर निर्भर करते हैं। नारियल एशिया व प्रशांत क्षेत्र के लिए सबसे महत्वपूर्ण फसलों में से एक है। भारत, इंडोनेशिया व फिलीपींस दुनिया की प्रमुख नारियल उत्पादक देश हैं और वैश्विक उत्पादन का लगभग 85% हिस्सा इन देशों का है। विश्व नारियल उत्पादन में भारत का 25% योगदान है। भारत के सब ट्रॉपिकल जोन और दक्षिणी भाग नारियल की खेती के लिए अधिक उपयुक्त हैं। भारत में लगभग 1.25 करोड़ लोग प्रत्यक्ष या अप्रत्यक्ष रूप से अपनी आजीविका के लिए नारियल पर निर्भर करते हैं। केरल, तमिलनाडु, कर्नाटक, आंध्र प्रदेश भारत के प्रमुख नारियल उत्पादक राज्य हैं। वर्तमान में भारत के विभिन्न कृषि जलवायु क्षेत्रों में 49 उन्नत किस्मों तथा 20 संकर किस्मों की खेती की जा रही है। नारियल लोगों के लिए भोजन, पेयजल, तेल, फाइबर इत्यादि के रूप में आवश्यक है। नारियल के पेड़ का हर हिस्सा, नारियल कर्नेल और पानी, नारियल की भूसी, लकड़ी, खोल और पत्तियों का व्यावसायिक उपयोग किया जा सकता है। वहीं पूजा में नारियल का बहुत महत्व है। नारियल का प्रमुख वाणिज्यिक मूल वर्धित उत्पाद नारियल तेल है, जिसका दुनिया भर में अनादिकाल से उपयोग किया जा रहा है। फिलीपींस में 75% और इंडोनेशिया में 45% की तुलना में भारत अपने नारियल उत्पादन का 30% तेल परिवर्तित करता है। आजकल शुद्ध नारियल तेल, जिसे वर्जिन कोकोनट ऑयल वीसीओ के नाम से जाना जाता है, स्वास्थ्य, पोषण व कल्याण में योगदान देने वाले अपने पौष्टिक औषधि गुणों के लिए वैश्विक महत्व प्राप्त कर रहा है। भारत में स्वास्थ्य सुविधाओं के लाभों के बारे में बढ़ती जानकारी, जागरूकता और घरेलू निर्यात के लिए वीसीओ की मांग बढ़ रही है। नारियल उत्पादक किसानों की आय में वृद्धि के लिए नारियल उद्योग में निवेश बढ़ाने की जरूरत है, जिससे प्रोसेसिंग सेक्टर निश्चित रूप से बेहतर होगा। टेक्नोलॉजी का उपयोग भी इसमें बढ़ाना पड़ेगा। VCO नारियल के उच्च मूल्य वाले उत्पादकों में से एक है। VCO प्रसंस्करण इकाइयों की स्थापना करके नारियल से होने वाले लाभ को कई गुना बढ़ाया जा सकता है। आशा है NEDAC प्रशिक्षण केंद्र बैंकॉक एवं लिनांग NCDC द्वारा अपने तकनीकी सत्रों के साथ आयोजित इस कार्यशाला के माध्यम से इस क्षेत्र की कठिनाइयां दूर की जा सकेंगी। साथ ही नारियल उत्पादकों, नारियल आधारित सहकारिता के नए अवसर मिलने में मदद मिलेगी। उद्यमियों को नारियल के मूल्यवर्धन को सफलतापूर्वक प्राप्त करने और जमीनी स्तर पर आर्थिक समृद्धि लाने की दिशा में आगे बढ़ने का अवसर मिलेगा। मैं इस अवसर पर पुनः एक बार सभी सदस्यों को स्वागत करता हूं और कार्यशाला की सफलता के लिए बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। धन्यवाद।
Rasita, before you proceed further, let me intervene and translate what exactly Honorable Minister, Federal Minister for Agriculture and Farmers Welfare in India, what he said for the benefit of the wider participation. I'll briefly say what he spoke in Hindi. First of all, he started with welcoming all the participants in this workshop, NEDAC members. He complimented NEDAC Training Center Bangkok, LINAC NCDC and ICC for this workshop. He said that 1/3 of the produce in India by farmers is procured or bought by cooperatives, and cooperatives are playing a key role in the economic development of India. He also mentioned that Honorable Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi ji, has created a separate ministry for cooperation. Very recently, Sri Narendra Singh Kumar, our Honorable Federal Agriculture Minister, said that coconut is an economic opportunity for small farmers. India, Indonesia and Philippines together account for 85% of the global production of coconut, and he called for greater technology advancement in this area, and he said that this workshop is very appropriate. He said the research which has gone into the value chain creation in coconut in entirety is laudable. And now the virgin coconut oil, VCO, has many values. Technology upgradation in producing VCO in more efficient way is required. He said that in that direction, NEDAC Training Center Bangkok, LINAC NCDC and ICC Jakarta, their workshop and their joint activities should help everybody in not only in Asia and the Pacific, but the small farmers growing coconut across the world. He said that the coconut value chain creates new opportunities and improving economic prosperity of the farmers and other stakeholders in the value chain. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. To proceed further, I'd like to start the program with the technical sessions. The Q&A will be moderated after the discussions, but if you have any questions, please write them to the chat box with the name of the speaker you want the answer, or you can raise your hand anytime if you have any question. Now I would like to start the first technical session on the topic coconut oil market, prospects and challenges. I would like to welcome and introduce Dr. Prabodh Halde, Head Regulatory from Marico. He is immediate past president of Association of Food Scientists and Technologists of India, Mysore, and a renowned food technologist with a well-rounded multidisciplinary experience. He's also convener of regulatory and legal cell of C India. He's currently working in Marico as head regulatory in R&D. He has a passion to nurture the young entrepreneurs and he is National Resource Person for FOSTAC program of FSSAI, and so far supported over 250 startups directly and indirectly. Let me welcome Dr. Prabodh Howde from Marico and also Mr. Arun V, Supply Chain Head from Tamil Nadu, Marico. Dr. Prabodh.
Thank you. Thank you. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank
Perfect.
you. Respected dignitaries all across and respected chairperson and all the dignitaries present in Mumbai and different countries. Today, we are gathered here for coconut oil production, process and marketing. We have just heard from Honorable Minister of Agriculture government about how important coconut oil subject is for India because it is the ecosystem. And I am really thanking to Shri Manoj ji, Sandeep ji, for taking this initiative, sir, and for inviting Marico. Coconut tree called in Sanskrit as a Kalparuksha because this is the only tree, none of the part of this tree goes west. Every part of this tree is utilized. Unfortunately, I'm not present in person at Mumbai, but my colleague Shri Arun, who is with Marico from last over 18 years and his entire is going to take up this presentation. But let me tell you, Sandeep sir, I am at today Ayush Ministry and I'm going to give the talk here. But Ayush Ministry is also working on coconut oil and its benefit. So coconut is the not only food, but also has various nutraceutical, various functional, various medicinal properties. And during this COVID time, it has been seen that this particular product has been utilized for many. In this Ayush, because I am actually in the Ayush Health Center and their research council, they are using this oil for various aspects, from the weight management, from the immunity enhancement, and so many. So I was amazed to see how much they are using coconut oil for their patient care. I am again saying this is a great initiative taken by the organizer, particularly Network for the Development of Agriculture and Cooperative in Asia Pacific. I wish all the best to this great workshop. I will be continuing this workshop online, and we will be continuing, Sandeep sir, our relations with this and strengthening this community further. There are few challenges which I just want to highlight. From the West, so many times some myth get percolated purposely about the coconut oil, of its saturate and other things. I think as a scientific intervention, we need to respond properly. And many people in India and abroad are working on it for the prevention of such occurrence. And coconut not only is ancient, but also it has so much of value addition. Scientifically, we need to respond to this kind of, if they are making some kind of allegation. Coconut oil, its challenges, prospects, and future of it. So I request my colleague Arunji to deliver the talk in form of presentation. And I will be available for question and answer, if any. Thank you. And I want to mention Sarin ma'am for inviting us and connecting this on a wonderful platform. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Prabodh.
Thank you, Dr. Prabodh, and thank you, Rasika ma'am. Good morning, good afternoon, namaste, warm greetings to all of you. Respected Honorable Agricultural Minister, Shri Narendra Singh Tomarji, Shri Sandeep Nayak sir, the Chairman of NEDAC, Shri Upreti sir, the Vice Chairperson of NEDAC, Romeo Srichiri sir, the country representative for FAO in India, Dr. Jeffina from ICC Jakarta, all distinguished speakers and delegates. First of all, I would like to thank NEDAC and LINAC NCDC for providing Marico this opportunity to deliver this speech, and also compliment them for the excellent work that is being done on cooperatives across Asia and Pacific, as well as in India. So getting on to my presentation on coconut oil market prospects and challenges. So all of us know what this depicts, right? This is that sculpture from the Suvarnabhumi airport in Bangkok. And this incident has particular relevance in the South Asian as well as Southeast Asian culture. This is the churning of the milk ocean, or what we call in Sanskrit as Samudra Manthan. And one of the products which came out of the Samudra Manthan, as per the Puranas, is the divine tree, Cultivation. Please proceed. I think, excuse me, we'll have to get that bottom panel here.
Which one? Bottom. No, actually, don't.
And as our Honorable Minister had told, Cultivation coconut tree. This is a tree which provides livelihood to almost 80 million farmers across the globe and has uses for each and every part of it. Please proceed. As the count starts, there are more than 50 products, and newer products are being found every day. Newer uses are being found, and it is truly worth being called a wonder. Please proceed. The main part of the coconut tree, the main output of all the 50 is of course a nut, which is the coconut. And coconuts themselves have multiple uses. In India, majorly coconuts are used for consumption as it is. As our Honorable Minister had told, about half of the production in India goes towards consumption as it is. It is also used as an energy drink in the form of tender coconuts. The next biggest use, and in fact the largest use of coconuts across the world, is for conversion into oil. This can happen through a copra route or the virgin coconut oil route, wherein oil is extracted directly from the coconuts. Estimates tell that roughly about 43% of the production of coconuts in the world get converted into oil in some form or the other. Then there are newer uses on the block, such as DCP, and even newer products, which are coming on the anvil. Now, coming to the coconut oil. As we had discussed in the previous slide, about 43% of the coconuts get converted as coconut oil, and it's about 30% of the coconut which get converted as copra, from which further 65% of oil can be extracted. Please. So to explain the value chain in brief, the nuts come out of the tree, they get dehusked, and the dehusked coconuts get converted into copra, which is a process of cutting, drying, and scooping. This copra further gets expelled through mechanical means to extract oil as well as generate the byproduct, which is copra cake, which is a key ingredient in many of the cattle feed uses across different places. We have all been speaking about the goodness of coconut oil in some way or other. But what's actually really special about coconut oil? If you look at the fatty acid composition, coconut oil is heavy with what you call lauric acid, which is a chemical compound having 12 carbon chain length. And there are very few other oils which have this special property that coconut oil has. Due to this nature of the medium chain heaviness in the coconut chemical composition, it is a big source of what we call medium chain triglycerides, which are big sources of energy for the human body, not just sources of energy, but also has curative, restorative, and preventive properties. It is so easily digestible that many times doctors even recommend this to be provided to newborn babies who cannot be provided nutrition in any other form. And as all of us know, it is high in natural saturated fats and is proven to be excellent in increasing the content of the HDL, which is the good cholesterol, while reducing the content of LDL, which is the bad cholesterol. In hair and skin care for multiple soap applications, hair care applications, coconut oil finds wide uses. It is proven to have antioxidant properties which can prevent or rather delay the aging process, anti-inflammatory properties, as well as accelerates the absorption of key vitamins such as vitamin A, K, E, and D. However, in spite of all this goodness of coconut oil, what we can see is that the production has grown over the last 60 years by almost 3 times. While this looks good in isolation, the fact is that many other oils across the world have grown by even multi-fold. For example, some oil like palm oil, soybeans, they would have grown by the same kind of volumes over the past 15 years. So somewhere, coconut oil has become a laggard in terms of growth in supplies, especially. And we are at a situation now where out of about roughly about 200 million tons of veg oils being produced in the world across the year, it's only about 3 million tons which come from coconut oil, roughly about 1%, 1.5%. So what is actually really lacking, while other oils like palm oil, soybean oil, etc., have been able to take the lead, why is the coconut oil not able to do it? So that brings us to the SWOT analysis, where we can see that while coconut oil produces certain strengths, which we have discussed so far, there are certain weaknesses, threats, but on the brighter side, there are certain opportunities as well. Majority of the coconut produced in the world come from small land holdings, and there is a significant lack of scale, requirement of technology, and lack of infrastructure for not just produce but also procurement, logistics, and further processing. Many of the coconut trees in the world are pretty old, and due to the age and improper care of the trees, they are susceptible to pests and diseases. Even though by nature coconut is a resilient crop, there still would be some impact on the yield. The tree would survive till the time a big disaster does not happen, but the yield would take a beating in the meanwhile. Demand is definitely outstripping supply, and other cheaper oils are getting as adulterants into coconut oil, thus tarnishing the good reputation that coconut oil has. But as I explained, there are definitely bright opportunities. There is increasing health consciousness across the world, and especially among the youth. There are also new products being developed, which we will speak in the further slides. And organic certification is something that coconut planters are coming out with quite some vigor now, and this also augurs well for the crop. Now, first of all, talking about the opportunities in detail. We can see this world all across the world. We can see this change or a small transition all across the world. A preference for natural, energetic. Everyone wants to stay young for longer. No one wants to really consume any genetically modified product. No gluten or trans fat. Many of these trans fat laden products which we used to consume probably 20, 30 years back have clearly been kept out of most of the healthy diets now. And there is also a focus towards environmentally sustainable practices. All these changes augurs well for coconut trees because nutrition that coconut and coconut oil provides is unquestionable. And the farm practices which are prevalent are also largely sustainable. There are lots of new products. Actually, one slide is not sufficient to explain the kind of new products which are getting developed in coconut oil. Starting from Nida, which comes from the sap, to the virgin coconut oil, which we have all been talking about. Of specific mention here is the virgin coconut oil, which is really a hidden gem, and many people even call it the mother of all oils. With all this awareness about health, etc., this particular product is finding even more attractiveness in the market, and it is projected that even in the matter of the next 3 years, the market potential for VCO is expected to be close to $5 billion USD. Further developments are also happening in this field: infused virgin coconut oil, cosmetics coming from virgin coconut oil. The kind of value addition that this can provide to all stakeholders across the value chain, right from the farmer to the processor, would be immense. But we also need to be cautious of certain challenges which we need to address. I will not repeat these points because I will explain this in detail in one of the previous slides. So the way forward is that we really need to work with farmers to strengthen the scientific practices. Some studies, in fact, show that with proper deployment of scientific practices, production across majority of the land holdings which are planted with coconut oil, coconut plants, can go up by double, which is actually quite immense. Technology adoption is quite backward, and this is another opportunity and another challenge that we have to surpass to make coconut oil really acceptable to the larger part of the population across the world. Value-added coconut products and in specific products like Natadi cocoa, where the coconut water which is being laid waste now can be used, is another opportunity that we need to really tap into. Sustainable practices, no need to explain this further. And definitely there is a need to impose tighter rules and regulations to curb the adulteration. At the same time, as Dr. Prabhat is also explaining, we also need to counter the propaganda of saturated fats being bad and then dispel the fear that the consumers have. Rather, educate them about the goodness of coconut oil and medium chain triglycerides. So, in summary, the outlook for coconuts and its products looks extremely positive at the moment, provided we are able to act upon these opportunities and surpass these challenges which are there in front of us. So, in conclusion, let us do the nurture this divine breed and then unleash the true potential that this tree can have. Thanks a lot. Open to any kind of questions.
Very good presentation. Can you share the copy of this?
Thank you so much. Thank you for the excellent presentation. Okay, so I will move to the technical session 2 on the topic of VCO production by small-scale producers in the Pacific, which is the research work done by Ms. Divina D. Balawan, former senior science research specialist of Philippine Coconut Authority. She is the international consultant on coconut processing and utilization, also the lecturer resource speaker in coconut processing related training courses, conferences, symposiums, and meetings. Her field of specialization is coconut processing and utilization, biomass energy systems, and utilization. She has also co-authored FAO Manual of Processing of VCO, and she has worked on various developmental projects, namely Copra Quality Improvement Project, RPUK aflatoxin reduction in copra project, Philippine-German coconut project, and integrated village level coconut processing project. But unfortunately, today she is indisposed and not able to join us today. So I would like to invite Mr. Badri Gurakain CEO of National Cooperative Bank Limited, Nepal, to present this research work. Please, sir.
Okay. Mr. Badri goes. Let me thank Mr. Badri for taking up this our request from India Training Center Bangkok to him to present the work of Ms. Divina from Philippines. Thank you, Mr. Badri, for agreeing to the request of NEDAC Training Center Bangkok. And kindly go ahead.
Thank you, sir. It's my privilege to present this research paper. Namaste, good morning, good afternoon to all ladies and gentlemen. It is important that I present the summary of an important work on processing for virgin coconut oil, its products and byproduct for the Pacific Island countries and territories by Ms. Devina. As already we know, she is a senior research specialist and also associate with Philippine Coconut Authority. As we all know that virgin coconut oil is the purest form of coconut oil introduced onto the world market at the end of 20th century. It is one of the highest value product derived from the fresh coconut. The main geographic characteristic of Pacific Island countries and territories, in short we will say PICTs, are their small land masses, distance from world markets, and dispersal over wide area of ocean or archipelagic formation. The coconut industry in the Pacific region is primarily based on copra. Smallholders and state plantation owners derive income from coconuts by selling copra green or dried. Copra is generally produced by drying the kernel in various types of hot air dryer. In some areas, split whole coconuts are sun dried. Since copra is a low value product and price in the world market fluctuated, the income obtained by farmers is marginal. This could be the reason for the coconut industry in PI cities losing much of its economic significance. It should be noted that the PI cities will never be able to compete with big coconut producer in Asia on price alone. The distance of PI cities to major coconut product trading centers and their small volume of production severely limit the type of coconut products that can be economically produced for export. At present, there are two types of edible coconut oil available in the commercial market. One is refined, bleached, and deodized coconut oil, and another is virgin coconut oil, in short VCOs. A major concern in producing VCO on a micro and village scale is achieving consistently high quality oil that conforms to international standard. VCO can be produced at home even without any specialized equipment, or it can be produced in large-scale commercial plant operations. Production of VCO can be integrated with an existing DCN plant with just the addition of a high-pressure expeller and filter press. It can also be integrated with an existing coconut milk plant with the addition of fermentation equipment, modified natural fermentation process, or the addition of the three-phase centrifuge. Lower quality VCO can still be used for processing other downstream products such as bath soaps and massage oils, thereby preventing any waste, and it is one of the highest valued coconut products in the world market. VCO production is composed of three basic stages, namely, first is pre-processing, second is processing, and the last is post-processing. Pre-processing includes on-farm activities, that is harvesting, collection, and husking of nuts, transport from the farm to the VCO processing site, factory or home, it could be anywhere, storage and selection of nuts for daily processing, that is pre-processing. And now the processing stage covers all the necessary steps from the opening of a fresh coconuts to the recovery of VCOs. There are 9 existing VCOs processing technologies which VCO producers can adopt. Vco production starts with the fresh kernel, which is subjected to a series of processing steps specified in a particular technology. The choice of the technology depends on the scale of operation, the degree of mechanization that is desired, the amount of investment available, and most importantly, the demands of the prospective buyers. Vco processing technologies can be generally categorized into fresh dry processes and fresh wet processes. Fresh dry is the general term given to Vco processing technologies in which Vco is obtained directly from fresh coconut kernels. Fresh wet is the general term given to Vco processing technology in which Vco is recovered from coconut milk by various means after it has been extracted from freshly comminted coconut kernel. The fresh dry process can be classified into the low pressure oil extraction method, the high pressure expeller method, and the fresh dry centrifuge method. There are three methods for the production of Vco under the fresh wet process. First one is the modified kitchen method. Second is the modified natural fermentation method. And the third one is the fresh wet centrifuge method. Apart from the fresh dry and fresh wet process of Vco production, the Bawalan Masa process can be considered a hybrid of the fresh dry and the fresh wet process of Vco production. The starting material of Vco extraction is the coconut milk residue, a byproduct of the fresh wet Vco processes. The Vco processing technology can be used in tandem with the fresh wet centrifuge method, and in the processing of coconut milk, coconut cream, and coconut cream powder to maximize the utilization of coconut and improve profitability. The post-processing stage covers the additional steps like oil drying, aging, and fine filtration of Vco that have to be taken to ensure that the Vco will be the highest quality, we have a long shelf life, and a fresh coconut aroma. The post-processing stage is followed by packaging and storage. The most appropriate packaging for Vco is glass bottle in tropical climates and wide mountain glasses jars in temperate climates. Quality standards of virgin coconut oil covers many aspects. As a general rule, Vco production samples should be regularly analyzed in a laboratory to determine its actual quality. However, as a first step in determining the quality of Vco, small-scale Vco processor who cannot afford to set up their own quality control laboratory or to send samples regularly to the analytical laboratories should do sensory evaluation by testing the color, odor, and taste of the Vco. Color is the first characteristic that distinguishes virgin coconut oil from any other type of plant-derived oil like vegetable and oil seeds. The color of virgin coconut oil can be visually determined by putting a 250 ml sample in a clear glass bottle and looking at it against a white background. The odor and taste of Vco is sweet coconut, no rancid smell, no off flavor, and no sour taste. A simple test to determine the odor and the taste of Vco is done by heating a sample in a water bath to a temperature of above 50 degrees centigrade, putting a teaspoon of warm Vco on the tongue, then inhaling air through the mouth and exhaling through the nose. That is a quality standard testing. A VSO is considered a functional food and is increasingly consumed and or processed in nutraceutical products. It has to be carefully processed with food safety considerations at the forefront. While it is not generally required for a VSO plant to be a HACCP compliant when it is just starting its operation, strict adherence to the prerequisite programs of HACCP, that is, good manufacturing practices and sanitation standard operating procedures by processors is strongly recommended. That is the summary of the paper prepared by a research paper prepared by Miss Devana Debalwana, that who is a former research scientist, specialist of Philippine Coconut Authority. It's my privilege to present her paper on the distinguished this August forum, and that is from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Badri, for the presentation. Now I will proceed to the third technical session. I would like to invite and introduce the next speaker, Mr. Anas Ahmed, proprietor of Vco Processing, the company in Indonesia. He is the professional coach, international speaker, and coconut oil lover. And he will be presenting the Vco Processing Technology in Indonesia. Mr. Anas, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much for the invitation. My voice is okay, Miss Rasita?
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, honorable for all leaders from all organizations that support the coconut, NEDAC, FAO, ICC, and others company, respected to all hosts, panelists, and participants. Thank you. I appreciate the invitation to having me this session, and it's great to be speaking with all of you today. And I will introduce to you about the Vco production technology in Indonesia. Can I share the slide, Ms. Rasita? It's okay?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Can I share my own slide because there is a few changes? Is it possible for me, myself, to share the screen?
If you can share, please.
Okay, I will try. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, the agenda of today's session, I will talk you a bit about the Vco story that already presented by previous speaker also. It's about from the traditional process into the machinery process, and then I will go into the production, that various method to get Vco that's popular in Indonesia especially, and number 3 is about how we can sustain the product, the innovation of the process, and also the product of the virgin coconut oil. And the last, the summary is about the future is now. Okay, as we know that coconut oil is the perfect food for all of the purpose. We can use for diet, we can use for cosmetic, and almost for everything. That's here I meet with Mr. Bruce Five. That's one of the influencer of the coconut oil in the world at that moment. Yeah. As we know that coconut oil is already a very long story because it's already used by several countries in tropical, especially in Indonesia and Southeast Asia, also from India, Papua New Guinea, and Pacific Island. And traditionally, actually, the coconut oil is daily use in our life at that moment. Yeah, and then Nida oil already starting announced to the market, and the popularity of the coconut oil is decreasing until 2001 when Mr. Bruce Five introduced his book about the virgin coconut oil, and coconut oil is good for health. And in that moment, he talked about how a lot of people blame the saturated fat as the biggest problems for health. But starting that book release, the popularity is coming back for the coconut oil and virgin coconut oil. And then 2014 is also the moment of the diet with the coconut oil that introduced by several YouTubers and also in Instagram talking about the coconut oil, MCT oil is very good. At that moment, I also joined the event in Thailand, in Bangkok, because I think Ms. Pianaka understand the trend of the coconut oil. That's very, very good and important for us. And then in 2020, when the COVID coming, is also the big moment about how virgin coconut oil getting very good response, and many of the researchers like Dr. Fabian in Philippines introduced the trial the use of virgin coconut oil to treat the COVID. This is the big moment, and still we will continue. And actually we have to more clearly the benefit of the virgin coconut oil. And actually now most of the product is going to the beauty and cosmetics at the moment, and food and beverage into number 2, and then in pharmaceuticals is still low, and maybe for another purpose. This data is get from the market research, but we have to confirm again. But we can see actually the purpose of the product actually is moreover to beauty and cosmetics. Is it a need standard of virgin coconut oil? How we make the product that will be fit with the use of the many various benefit, and later on we will discuss it later. Now we going to the production. Actually, in traditional process of the virgin coconut oil or coconut oil in Indonesia, we use the heat. But in virgin coconut oil, we cannot using any heat and must be using fresh coconut. That will be a new challenges for the farmers, for the small medium enterprise and other entrepreneurs to making and produce the virgin coconut oil. Actually, there is two basic type of production. Number one is a dry method at using the coconut meat, and wet method. The virgin coconut oil get by we pressing the coconut meat into the coconut milk. That's the basic one. And then for the dry processing, from the materials that already talked previously, we make the coconut flake and powder and pressing, and then we get the coconut oil from the pressing process. And in production by the dried method, there is now popular with two method also. Now it's traditional press machine that most of the people call this one is DME, and another is industrial scale with the using the high use of the machinery. This is the illustration of the manual process. This is a very simple manual process, but there is also pro and cons in this process, like difficult to control the quality and difficult to monitor temperature and contamination using this process. But this process is very, very simple and can produce for directly by the farmers itself. And this is the industrial scale with the big machinery pressing machine. It's similar with the machine that using in RBD process. And another process that popular in Indonesia, because Indonesia is people already understand about the coconut oil. The use of coconut oil is very big. So most of the processor in Indonesia using the wet processing for the virgin coconut oil. There is actually the big two method. The first one is using centrifuge. Actually, centrifuge is more advanced. The first, more people understand or trying using the virgin coconut oil processing from the fermentation process. So there is also now about 3 process by wet method. Number 1 is using the traditional fermentation. We just keep the coconut milk about 24 hours to get the oil and then separate the oil and the water. Is the batch centrifuge, and another 3 is using the continuous industrial scale of the process. This is the traditional fermentation that's very easy to implement by the farmers itself. But the pro and the contrast is also similar with the DME process, because we cannot control what bacteria is working to separate between the oil and the water. Sometimes this product is unstable product, because maybe when this product is still less than 1 week, the taste is okay, the color is okay, but after 1 month or 2 months, 3 months, the quality of the product produced by this traditional fermentation is very easy to change about the taste, about the odor also change. And this is very difficult if the farmer have to fulfill the market in the high demand and the high quality. And then most of the producers now going to the batch centrifuge process. This is the contra of this process is need the high electricity, because most of the machinery need using the motors and another electrical parts. So this one cannot easy to implement in the rural area, but in the area that have a good electricity, it can be done also. And now the method of the processing, the centrifuge improve with the chill process. Yeah, it means they have a 2 stage of the batch centrifuge process. The first time they chill the coconut milk, so they get the freeze. They use the differences between the oil and water freeze point, so they can improve the quality, also improve the cost of the process. And another 3 for the big scale of the virgin coconut oil, and now most of the industrial scale for the export purpose, they using the continuous centrifuge. Yeah, but this process cannot done by the farmers or the small enterprise. It must be done by the big company, because the capital is quite big, quite high, but the capacity will be bigger, and this method, the stability of the product can be maintained in a high level, and also now improve with the 2nd and 3rd centrifuge process. So will be very, very efficient, especially for the price. This is the comparison, but actually don't use this rating too much, because it's only just my experience and my expectation. If you can agree, and you cannot agree also with this comparison, but it's all based on the purpose of the virgin coconut oil. That's for pharmaceutical standard, or there is for food standard, or there is for cosmetic standard. It's depending of the use of the virgin coconut oil. But especially for the high scale, especially in the high scale, the centrifuge process and the dry press machine with the high scale, it can be done and have the same quality and can fit with the ICC standard. And the production concern that must be we have to think in the future is about the supply of the coconut, because the fluctuation of the price in the market very high nowadays, and we have to concern about that. And then number 2 is about the quality of VCO. Now ICC already regulated the standard, especially for taste and aroma is very important for edible purpose, because people don't want using the bad virgin coconut oil. They must have a good taste and good aroma. And then certification, like the first speakers talking about the organic, that's very, very important nowadays, I think. And then comply with the FDA, GMP and ACCP will be need for the market. And number 4 is the cost benefit analysis to understand the demand of the market is very, very important, and make the value stream in the next product after the VCO. This is various product we can see in the market, and innovation is very important. Innovation is not only in the products, but also in the processing. Yeah. Now farmers must be integrated with the farm, so we cannot only depending on VCO. Yeah. As the producers, we have to thinking how to making many other product like a fertilizer, and in farm we must be integrated with another farm like a coffee, avocado, vegetables. Yeah. And also green innovation. Yeah, we have developed the product, other product, make sure that there is no waste, that we can use the waste. So zero waste is very important for the processing. Another is how we can impact the positive to the community. Yeah, we have to understand the benefit and give them understanding the use of the virgin coconut oil, and they, especially for the farmers and the producers, must using and drink virgin coconut oil every day. Yeah, like this one, we making a integrated farm. Yeah, we can collect with the sheep, with another plants in farm, and also making another product and use the waste for the innovation product for the virgin coconut oil. This is quite a high problem we can found in the producers, is how to manage the waste, especially when they using a wet method. Yeah, we have to prepare and continuous improvement to develop a new product can be fit and use the waste. And positive community, we have to introduce the benefit of the coconut oil, how to fit the standard and certification like a GMP standard, clean and a proper production is very, very important also. And as the summary of my presentation today, virgin coconut already used by many purpose for years, maybe more than 100 years, and very popular right now. Then number 2 is we must fit the standard, and all of the traditional and technological must be fit with the standard into the national standard that every country already have, and also come to the ICC standard as the global standard. And number 2, the basic VCO production is spiriting emulsion from the water and oil, and can be done by pressing the coconut meat. And another is the wet process is spiriting water and oil from the coconut milk. Yeah, sorry, this is not coconut water. Yeah, coconut milk. And there is 3 basic method: the fermentation method, different specific gravity of oil and water by centrifugation, and innovation that done and can improve the taste is using the differences freezing point of oil and water can be improve the quality of the virgin coconut oil also. All virgin coconut oil are good based on all the process, but in Indonesia, wet process from the coconut milk is more popular than the dry process. Yeah, and all of the process and technology that used in virgin coconut oil production must be fit with the customer requirement, what the taste, what is the standard, and optimize with the local resources and also the local wisdom. And thank you for everyone in this seminar and produce and consume virgin coconut oil every day is also very good for our health, and we can together increase the economical value of the coconut. Thank you very much. Back to Ms. Rasita.
Thank you very much, Mr. Anas. It was a very comprehensive presentation. Okay, now I will continue with the fourth technical session. I would like to invite and introduce Ms. Pianutnaka, Vice Chairperson of Conservation and Development of Coconut Oil Forum of Thailand. Ms. Pianutnaka is currently an advisor of Department of Agriculture and Vice Chairperson of the Conservation and Development of Coconut Oil Forum of Thailand. She was expert in horticulture in 2015, and her major field of specialization is production and processing technology. She has published 14 publications, which 5 important publications are related to the coconut, such as coconut oil production and trade in Thailand. Today, she'll be talking on value chain of coconut oil and its products in Thailand.
Good morning.
Please, Ms.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for NEDAC. Did you hear me clearly?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
Good afternoon, everyone. So today, on behalf of CDCOT, would like to present the value chain and of coconut oil and its product in Thailand. Can I share the screen? Yes. I be the advisor of Department of Agriculture and Vice Chairperson of the Conservation and Development of Coconut Oil Forum of Thailand. Topic of my presentation is the tree of life, coconut production in Thailand. Just briefly on Thailand, on behalf of Thailand, and value chain of coconut and value chain of coconut oil. Like you see the coconut industry of life, so it's mainly we focus today in about the coconut meat to be the coconut oil and value chain. Like coconut industry is mean the supply chain of coconut is mean the many various products. In Thailand, like for the coconut product, we quite various. Not only the coconut oil and value chain of coconut oil, but other like the food and other for many parts of coconut tree. Like we have many products in industrial and in the market in the shelf of department store. Like just briefly about the coconut producing area in Thailand. Like we separate for the parts of Thailand. Just almost the mature nut is we grow in the south. And for the other nut, coconut like aromatic coconut or young coconut, like we grow in the central part of Thailand. Just but the planting area is quite a big farm. But for aromatic, is very famous of Thailand. Right, we get a lot of many products. And for mature nut, we grow almost in the south and some part in the central. Like a household of the coconut farmers from 2015 to 2020, we grow up until 2020 about more than 165,000 of household. Like a coconut product supply chain in Thailand, like almost coconut fruit, like we have coconut water, coconut meat, and many products to export for consume for domestic and international export. Planted area and harvesting area and production in coconut in 2016 to 2020. You can see that for production is a little bit increased from 2016 to 19 is still stable, but it's now like farmer enjoy for growing coconut and some aromatic and some mature nut because of the industry. Production in coconut in 2016 to 2020, you can see that from production is a bit high in 2020. Average yield of mature coconut is maybe on 2020 the farmer get a good price, so they get more fertilizer and get more husbandry. Trend of I just talk about trend a little bit of young tender nut area just almost in the central part of Thailand, Ratchaburi is growing up because of the market. For mature nut, it's in Prachuap Khiri Khan in the south, and the trend is a bit higher. Volume, but it means that about the coconut in Thailand is not enough for industry. So we have the import for the husk coconut from Indonesia and Vietnam. For major export, major market import of coconut oil from Thailand is mean from Japan, Russia, and others. Tamil Lao. So I talk about the virgin coconut oil processing technology like VCO based on in Thailand. Before that, like for VCO, we start around that time around 2003 or 2005. We joined with FAO and Devina from Philippines to have the to have the production from the small scale and I mean CDCOT. It means Coconut Oil Forum try to promote about the how knowledge of how the benefit of the coconut oil to all Thai people. So they really aggressive to consume and to produce. So many producers happen right now until 2005 until today. Like if coconut oil maybe we can do by the RBD and virgin coconut oil, we separate for production. Right? RBD can be some cooking oil or VCO in many kind of products. Like RBD from copra, grind in the small piece to screw press or hydraulic press. Also when extraction, get a crude oil and refine and bleaching and deodorized. Virgin coconut oil processing technology commercial in production VCO in Thailand is done through the following method. Like it means many methods done by VCO, like a high pressure expeller desiccated from desiccated coconut or dry grinding coconut meat, and centrifugal method by coconut milk root. In Thailand, we produce coconut milk, the #1 in the world. So many factories have the centrifugal method, but some factory they done about the coconut oil by the centrifuge, and natural fermentation coconut milk root almost be done by the small scale like a cooperative or a group of farmers. Like a high pressure expeller is mean the picture like if you have coconut meat, we grind and we wash and grinding and dry in the medical dry and a tray dry, and so desiccated coconut get the expeller by the expeller or hydraulic press, get the coconut cocoa flake filtration and expeller VCO. So sorry. So the centrifugal method, we have many factory in centrifugal method, like after white kernel washing and grinding and go to the milk extraction and go to the centrifuge. It depends on centrifuge, it depends on the capacity of the factory. Like sometimes we got the some factory like a batch scale, or some factory is continuous scale. And we have a skim mill and protein gum. The factories try to get the zero waste, like we use a skim mill for the beverage or protein come by the products, and some to make a for plant, fertilizer for plant, and through vacuum drying and get the VCO. For natural fermentation, we done for the enterprise or for the small scale by the group of farmer. We train them around 15 years ago, in Prachuap Khiri Khan by the fund by FAO and Devina and Keith Chapman. And after that, many cooperative try to do that. It depends on the market, like split the nut, grated, and coconut milk, and have a fermentation. And after separate the layer of the water and oil, and we separation and oil filtration. From Thailand, Indonesia, in the south, we done traditional method. We done for do coconut oil like this by household. We eat oil like this, like a Muslim people in the south. Number of coconut required to produce 1 liter in VCO on most Thai coconut around 10 and 15 fully mature dehydrated coconut. We get the 1 liter of VCO. We get the dry coconut meat and VCO. Critical control point in VCO processing, maturity of nut. We could get selected of nut to make a VCO. Handling of coconut water. Maybe because of VCO, you take water out, you must clarify that what water to do after that, because if not, it should be a pollution in that area. Sanitation and handling of equipment and handling of VCO. The choice of technology to adopt, if you need to adopt what technology for the enterprise or for the, it depends on the scale of operation and amount of investment and demand of buyer is very important. When someone asks for the CD code, I recommend to how we would like to do what the capacity of the building. I thought that you should know that what you demand of buyer that will have your market, because sometimes in Thailand a lot of producers sometimes is mean to get the market too. Processing technology for coconut residue after a cake, because the coconut cake is very high protein, high fiber, dietary fiber. So after cocoa milk residue, you can get cocoa flours, and that very is very important. Very for dietary food, so you can get for people that have the for the food for dietary food. Dry coconut residue is protein 5.1, but you can see dietary fiber 31.9. Thai coconut flour is a fully protein flour. It's pressed, it's slightly desiccated, and coconut flake and grinding, and coconut flour can make in high protein residue flour. You can get coconut flour that used for the bakery or for the make with the others that make for the products. It means that I get for the VCO product from drying method is maybe it's only 1 or 2 factories. It means the Tropicana, they have a VCO and many VCO in capsule and bottle. And from Centrifugal, it's many company that do for the Centrifugal, in many size of the bottle. You mean in Thailand is we have the many shop for selling the bottle material or material for making or for doing the byproducts or products from coconut. Like Vco is many shape, because for if you export, you must to put in a jar like this, because when it get the temperature lower than 25 is stick. So if you buy the big jar, you can spread, and for cooking is better. It's very easy. So if you can get in the website in Thailand, we have for Vco or any product from Vco or from coconut oil. Is many company, various company that show almost the company they get the standard too, like GMP, SACCP, or organic, or many halals or something like that. That depend on the customer too. So Vco based product like shampoo, conditioner, soap, shower gel, suntan oil, cleansing lotion, washing gel, toner, intensive serum, day cream, nice cream, coconut food cream, lip balm, Vco lotion cream, coconut pulling oil, coconut hair mask, anti hair loss, shampoo, conditioner, air tonic. So many almost right now, like for cosmetic is very popular in Thailand, but and use direct Vco and for best product too. Like this company and the other company too, like many. So almost the packaging is very important. If packaging is look very charming, like the brand, counter brand, so you can for the customer that they need to high quality, they like it. So it now is spread in department store and for the shelf of the premium, like this one. So it's apart from this, it have a soap for toothpaste and any extra. Virgin coconut oil marketing is Vco has multifunctional use, thereby provided flexibility in marketing, and Vco can be utilized in on edible and non-edible application, while the copra delight define bleach the other. Coconut oil generally used in addition to special use for traditional of coconut oil. And just Anna mentioned about the since Dr. Blufai or Dr. Marie from USA that come to present my conference ICCO 1 and ICCO 2. So we can present the how coconut oil benefit for people. So right now, the Thai standard of coconut oil, like Vco, we have like coconut oil in a community level. We have by the Ministry of Industry, Vco for spa, like a community level too, and coconut oil industrial level, and Ministry of Health, Food and Drug Store, we have for consumption. And the other standard, they got the like international standard too, not only. So if the supplier Vco supply in Thailand, so many company. Conclusion is let I talk and briefly about the value chain of coconut oil in Thailand. That small value chain of coconut oil and its product based on the consumer market, more benefit to coconut farmer. Innovation of new products should concern with health and beauty. Standard GMP organic, GAP need by global and niche market. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Ms. Pianut, for your presentation. Okay, now I would like to go to the next technical session. I would like to introduce Mrs. Ngo Thi Kyo Zong, General Director of Wealth Dragon Coconut Cosmetic JSC in Vietnam. Ms. Zong is CEO of Dragon of Coconut Cosmetic JSC, which is developed natural, cosmetics based on Vietnam traditional treatments made from coconut and herbs. She's also a member of Vietnam Coconut Association and Bentre Coconut Association. She's been working for 20 years as a coconut researcher of Research Institute for Oil and Oil Plants, an organization which research and develop coconut in Vietnam. She experienced new varieties, techniques for planting, processing, and transfer to farmers, processors in order to develop coconut industry. She'll be presenting the prospects of VCO in pharmaceuticals and cosmetics. Please, Miss Dawn.
Please give me sharing my line.
Slide share permission though.
So now I'm the host. This visible participant sharing the slide.
You can share it now.
It's okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Vietnam. I would like to share a little bit about virgin coconut oil in Vietnam. So, the first of all, I would like to share about how about the coconut cultivation area of Vietnam. Now Vietnam it had about 170,000 hectares of coconut in our area. That evolution about 1 million metric tons of copra. We have two main regions of coconut in Vietnam. You see that the ring color in the long line of Vietnam map like this. Coconut area in the ring area. Yeah, the most of them in the Mekong Delta. It contribute about 80% of coconut in Vietnam. Coconut in Vietnam it have a very important role. Like it's an economic growth due to that they supply a lot of product for our Vietnam people lifestyle. Even though they react a lot of labor how to work on coconut system in Vietnam. Then you see coconut is a social growth that they make our worker like in our rural area. You see, and coconut is also we call that is the tree of poverty reduction. So that coconut they along with very poor farmer. Especially we have a very long line of sea around our country. So coconut is very important, especially when the climate change happens. So Vietnam is one of the top 5 countries will be suffered by climate change. So that's why our Vietnamese. So they are, so that's why coconut is very important. Now we have a lot of a new area of coconut in Vietnam. Yeah, this is the new the new plantation of Vietnam in Mekong Delta. There you can see that we had two regions of coconut in Vietnam. So that's we have two types of row in coconut. Yeah, that means that different, and we transport coconut by the boat, something based on the river, the canal, or something like that. But in the central of Vietnam, we are growing like this, and we transport a very simple like Vietnamese can do. Regarding to virgin coconut oil, for a long time ago, we are also can extract the coconut oil from coconut meat to export and to our local market consumer. But now most of them we are focused in virgin coconut oil. But we virgin coconut oil very new product in some recent year. So that's why there's some investor, they started to invest in virgin coconut oil like before 5 years ago, and until now we have around 10 enterprise, very big enterprise that they join in produce virgin coconut oil. Every year now we can we have produced around 390,000 metric tons a year of virgin coconut oil. So now we the quality of virgin coconut oil of Vietnam, we can reach standard of the international standard. We have big factory, we have certification offered to international market like organic or like bio or something like that. And regarding to virgin coconut oil, we also export to around 20 countries around the world, and we are also consuming in our local market. We would like to introduce some our cosmetic that we use virgin coconut oil. The first one is Mosquito Repellent. Is based on Vietnam traditional treatment with some herb, essential oil, or something like that. They're very safe for young baby, pregnant women, or something like that. And from virgin coconut oil, we can do some for hair treatment, for skin care, or body massage, or we can make some shampoo and lipstick also. Regarding to our opportunity, like natural product and the new trend of the young people. So coconut is one of the natural material for coconuts, which are safe, effective. So that's why everybody thinking about the using of virgin coconut oil in the cosmetic demand are increasing. Not only in Vietnam, but international also increase. So now there are more company investors trying to our coconut industry a cosmetic producer. Also, there we have a lot of funding from the government to develop a new cosmetic from Vco too. So especially that the more better research of Vco on pharmaceutical and cosmetic were published by ICC. So that's why we hope that will be more important scientific news for Vietnam can follow. Even though that we didn't have any research about Vco on pharmaceutical, so that's why there no company that they commercial like pharmacy or medicine or something regarding to virgin coconut oil. So that's all. We hope that Vietnam coconut will make you more beautiful than Miss Vietnam. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Ms. Ngô. Thank you for sharing your ideas. Okay, so next we will have the panelist discussions on country-focused opportunities and challenges. I would like to invite the first panelist, Mr. Chandan, Additional Secretary from CDC, Federal Government of Bangladesh, to share his idea.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Respected Chair of the workshop, respected members of NEDAC and resource persons, good afternoon to you all. I would like to thank all the presenters for their nice presentations, as well as for sharing some important informations regarding this workshop. First of all, I would like to highlight on some of the opportunities for coconut oil in Bangladesh. First of all, in Bangladesh, basically coconut oil is used for hair care, and locally produced volume is very low, and so the demand, still there is the demand in this regard. And we know that when refined, it is almost tasteless and does not smell like coconut. So wide publicity in this regard is necessary to motivate the public for using the coconut oil as the edible oil. And regarding the challenges, I'd like to inform that as edible oil, coconut oil is not popular in Bangladesh. And in Bangladesh, the southern region, coconut production is mostly, it is the growing area. The major growing area is basically Bagerhat and Khulna area. And it is known at the Bagerhat cluster since 1950s. And in 1980s, 150 auto coconut oil mill was there, but now the running mills are very few. And another important thing is that the non-availability of the dried coconut kernel, because green coconut is now most popular nowadays. And also decline in the production area, it is important, and long-term supply chain also liable for that, all these things. And regarding the way forward, which was mentioned by the a lot of presenters. Very important is that the behavioral pattern of the people for using the coconut oil as edible oil. So we need to take the technology. We need to promote and campaign to educate the consumers so that they can dispel the fear of saturated fats in the coconut oil. And so all these things, I think a lot of promotion and campaign will be needed to popularize this coconut oil for future marketing, for future production. Thank you very much for giving me the floor. Thank you. And one more thing, that Bangladesh, we are not federal, it's People's Republic of Bangladesh. So I am additional secretary, road transport and rural development and cooperative division of the Ministry of Local Government, Rural Development and Cooperatives. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to invite the second panelist, Mr. Mohammad Altaf Hussain, Managing Director of Lakshadweep Coconut Industry from Lakshadweep Island, which coconut certified as per NOP, NPOP, and USDA standards. Let me welcome Mr. Mohammad Altaf Hussain.
Hi, everyone. First of all, I would like to thanks for inviting me. And myself, Mohammad Altaf Hussain, and I am from group of islands, having 36 islands in our Lakshadweep, and only 10 islands are inhabited and 26 islands are uninhabited, and it is fully coconut. The main peculiarity of our soil, our 36 islands are organically certified as per NOP, NPOP, and USDA standard. And our agriculture, entire agricultural crop and agricultural feed are organic by default. And recently it is certified by the certifying body Indosat. And now our coconut farm is certified by PGS system of Government of India, Ministry of Agriculture. And there are so many difficulties we are facing. As far as our Lakshadweep is concerned, it is a group of islands. We are separated with the mainland, and our island is separated from mainland, and our nearest port is Cochin, Kerala state of India, and Mangalore port of Karnataka. And we have only 3 manufacturing units in entire Lakshadweep. Our oil is organically certified, and also we are having some desiccated coconut powder manufacturing unit, virgin coconut oil manufacturing unit, and normal coconut oil manufacturing unit. All coconut units and our farms are certified by organic. And our nearby port is Kerala port, that is called Cochin port. Now we are taking all our products from Lakshadweep Island to Kerala port. We are facing much difficulties in the field of transportation, because as you all of know, our island is scattered in Arabian Sea, and it is far away from the mainland. So here, coconut is plenty, but the main difficulty we are facing is the transportation. Transportation from our Lakshadweep Island to mainland is a great barrier for us. Our coconut oil, our coconut having some speciality. As you know, our Lakshadweep coconut contain 72% oil, whereas our nearby state, Kerala and other some states are variant from 62% to maximum 68 or something like that. But our nature is blessed with 72% of coconut oil. And our coconut, ratio from coconut to copra is 32%. If we dry if we dry 100 kg coconut, we will get 32 kg copra. And from this copra, we will get 72% coconut oil. Our coconut oil is comparatively smaller in size, and average weight per coconut is 300 gram only, very small. And our water content is also small, but flesh is very high. And hence we are, by nature, we are getting 72% coconut oil. And actually, our farmers has not been received a viable organic market, stable market from the mainland, because due to the geographical separation of our small island from mainland, we are facing much difficulties for marketing our products. Because here coconut is plenty. Due to the difficulties in the transportation and the great barrier of our Lakshadweep Sea, Arabian Sea, so we are facing some difficulties. But we are not even started there are wide scope is there, but we are only manufacturing coconut oil, virgin coconut oil and desiccated coconut powder only. And nowadays, recently we are started, Nida extraction also. There is a plenty of chances for Nida extraction, and jaggery extraction is also there. So in our Lakshadweep, we have facing, network issue is there, because now I went so many areas to get to catch the signal. Our network connectivity is also poor because due to this island concern.
Yeah, Rasita.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for sharing your idea from the Lakshadweep Island. Now let us hear from Mrs. Vijaya Sakti, Managing Director of Tiruchengot Agricultural Producers Cooperative Marketing Society, Government of Tamil Nadu, India. Okay, please share your perspective, ma'am.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Vanakkam. Good afternoon to all distinguished participants and other respectable dignitaries of the marvelous gathering. Let me first, with a great pleasure, take the privilege of introducing myself on this great occasion. This is Vijay Shakti, Joint Registrar of Cooperative Society, presently the Managing Director of Tiruchengodu Agriculture Producers Cooperative Marketing Society Limited, Government of Tamil Nadu, India. I feel ecstasy to be a part of this splendid meeting, and I would like to thank the management of NEDAC for giving me an excellent opportunity to share my experiences, activities of coconut oil production and marketing on this great day. Change the slide. Exalted guests, our society, which I am working as MD, was started in 1930. I would like to mention here that the main objective of our society is to serve all those who are members of this esteemed organization doing all sort of agriculture activities. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me immense pleasure to mention here that our cooperative society is a self-financing society being run more efficiently, making profit every year with the great support of our government. Our society is doing so many activities. Change the slide. You can see the heading of the topics here. Change the slide. We are doing trading activities in the main area and marketing agriculture products like cotton, groundnut, sesame, castor seeds, maize, turmeric, and coconut. We have the more production and manufacturing units, cooking oils, including coconut oil and turmeric powder, and variety of rices and pulses, and diversified sales activities we have in more areas. And yesterday also we introduced 100 ml travel package of hair oil with a comfortable cap, which is carrying purpose, travel purpose. The government of India implementing several welfare schemes by encouraging diversified sales activities in cooperative sector. Ours is one of the best marketing society in Tamil Nadu. Change the slide. This is our office building, which is located in India, inside the Tamil Nadu. Next. This is our brand name, Ardhanarishwara, which is called Shiva's God's name. Change the topic. Slide. This is our rotary where we are producing the oils. Next. This is our packed coconut oils. We are offering 1 kg, half kg, 200 ml and 100 ml. Next. Opportunities. Most of the research persons explained very well, excellently verified all those things. The same thing we don't want to discuss in this time. Just I'll read the topics. Is the culinary purpose. Here also, India, they are using coconut in 50% of consumption in direct way. Already our representative told this, and other only value-added products. Coconut production play an important role in India economic. India is the one of the world largest productions of coconut, around 100 lakhs tons per year. Next. This is the other opportunities explained by other persons. Next. This is other products of coconuts. Next. This is the main area we have to concentrate in developing the coconut business, I think. Capacity building and skill development, finance, brand promotion, knowledge of branding and marketing, export marketing. Capacity building is whatever needed to bring a non-profit to the next level of operational, programmatic, financial or organizational maturity. So it may more effectively and efficiently advance its mission into the future. Capacity building is not a one-time effort to improve short-term effectiveness, but a continuous improvement strategy towards the creation of a sustainable and effective organization. Next, finance. Finance is the process of providing funds for business activities. Next, brand promotion. Brand promotion is the way to inform, remind, persuade, convincingly and influence the customers to drive their directions towards purchasing the products. Here we see a new brand promotion methods, organizing contest, promotion and social media, point of sale production, incentive programs, promotional gifts, etc. Export marketing. This is the wide topic. Here we see few points. Need to know customers' buying behaviors, interest, and need to foreign customers. how to build the export marketing, selection of foreign country, competition landscape, natural condition research, like information such as weather, land size, environment, etc. Socio-economic research, define what class customers we plan. Those type of information we have to know and concentrate to develop the coconut production and marketing. These are the main challenges in new business or expanding business in India. How I conclude my topic with this presentation has come to an end. NEDAC was conducted an international trade fair in New Delhi, where more than 440 countries participated in the month of October 2019. Kindly arrange this type of capacity building with field visit. Thank you very much for giving me a great opportunity to participate and express my views. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for sharing your idea. Now I would like to hear from Miss Elizabeth Gare, HSC. She's from the Salvation Army Likuni School in Kenya. So what's your idea, ma'am? Miss Elizabeth. Okay. I think she's not here.
She's there. She may be muted sometimes. She's still in the meeting. Microphone is muted. Okay.
Miss Elizabeth. Okay, maybe we can move to the next panelist, Mr. Vishwanath Kumar.
Yeah, can I speak?
Okay. Okay, so Mr. Vishwanath Kumar, proprietor of AVS AgroLife products from Karnataka, India. What's your perspective, sir?
Yeah, first of all, namaste to all. My name is Vishwanath. I'm a co-founder of this AVS AgroLife. We are a 5-year-old company engaged in manufacturing virgin coconut oil, and normal regular coconut oil, that's cold pressed coconut oil, and as a byproduct, coconut flour. These are the 3 products we are making. In a small way, we are marketing it in our region only, in Bangalore and within Karnataka, and we are also selling to other few brands in bulk, like companies like Pro Nature and few organic brands that buy from us. We are a unit located in a place called Tiptur. It's called as Kalpataru Nadu, a land of coconuts, basically. It's located about 170 kilometers from northeast of Bangalore in southern India. The coconut from Tiptur region are very tasty and they're very world famous. Especially the copra and coconut of Tiptur are very famous because of its unique taste. So we are from that place. So we have started our journey in the year 2015. We built a small plant, to produce about 3,000 to 4,000 liters of virgin coconut oil and about 15 to 20,000 liters of coconut oil. That was our main product. We are being recognized for a quality product. However, the biggest problem for a small manufacturer like us, like micro units like us, is marketing. There's one challenge, and when you produce a quality product, quality always comes with a price. Quality is not cheap. So when your price are high, however maybe your quality, there is always some resistance in the market. So there is a lot of adulteration going in the market in the name of virgin coconut oil. People add a lot of things and then sell. So that becomes a challenge for a small setup like ours. In this connection, what I would request, the team of NEDAC and all these international delegatories and the experienced team is basically, if we focus on a country-wise, and in my estimation, there are about, of course, coconut oil and virgin coconut oil in India largely produced in the southern part of India. These 4 states, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and part of Andhra Pradesh. These are the 4 states which produce 90-95% of the coconut and coconut products. There are about roughly maybe 70 to 80 small units maybe there, which may produce about anything between 1,000 liters to 5,000 liters a month. So, it's very difficult as a small unit to market our product, again, despite of our good quality. So my request to NEDAC and other agencies is, if it is a possibility to procure or to have an association to procure from the small manufacturer and then export to other countries, that would be of a great idea. And we are a certified organic company. We have an USDA, NOP, and NPOP this thing. So the main challenges, 2 challenges are basically the marketing part, as well, especially international marketing, and the facing the challenge from the this adulteration market. Thank you for the opportunity. This is my view on my points. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Now we come back to the last panelist, Miss Elizabeth Gare, HSC. What's your idea, ma'am? Okay, she's having a internet problem. Please wait a second for her to rejoin. Okay, Miss Elizabeth, welcome. You can start.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry, there's a lot of network interruption where I am. My name is Elizabeth, and I'm from Kenya. I want to appreciate for having invited me. My perspective will be generally about the challenges, because most of the benefits that we have talked about cut across, and the benefits that you have mentioned are the same benefits that the Kenyan people are facing. Coconut planting and harvesting is on the coastal part of Kenya, and the coastal part of Kenya comprises of 3 the coastline but interior, coconut has become more substantial than commercial in heavy or high weights. It is more used at home than going to the last product, because right from the time it's starting to grow, there are a lot of tourists who come along, and before it turns into the stage that we can manufacture oil, a lot of it is already used because the coconuts enjoy taking the water fluid. That one is already the first interruption. Because the product that people go for, and especially tourists, is not the last part of the coconut, but they come and enjoy the coconut, that the level that produces the water. Secondly, the people who have the coconut farms are very poor people, and therefore they only take it and harvest it and sell it on home use at very cheap prices. A lot of coconut is used in cooking. A lot of it is used in just maybe applying on the air, but we hardly have factories that would reach these low-income persons. Another main problem is that coconut has been left to women. It's a very different challenge that we face. Women in the coastal strip use this as the only means that helps them to sell and get other uses. So they sell it at small quantity. Somebody will harvest, but because of lacking good infrastructure to reach even by the roadside to get heavy trucks to get it, then it doesn't work. These heavy truckers also who may want coconut also don't get interior. So I cannot say that in Kenya we maximize the use of coconut to reach the oil part. A lot of it is used in the stages that have been mentioned by the other participants rather than the stage of the oil. Now, let us come to the manufacture of the oil. When it comes to the manufacture of the oil, the factories that are available are minimum. I will take one county, that is Kilifi, that has the highest. You will find one factory. So this factory may not even have the capacity or machines that I have seen other countries exposing here. Another challenge that we also face is that they now try to get this oil using traditional methods at home.
Okay. Sorry for the inconvenience caused due to the internet problem.
To our country, we need more factories and more procedures like the ones that I've seen. Another problem that we have is tradition and culture. The owners of the farms don't feel like they can do away with the old coconut plant. The old coconut plant is attached to some myth that you cannot even have the new methods of having hybrid coconuts. They trust in the long old coconut trees, and if you touch the trees, it is sacred to them. It is also affecting the productivity because they have not embraced the new methods or the new technology of planting coconuts, and therefore this one affects the last product of it. And also lack of education and awareness that coconut as a plant, the final product of oil, can be more beneficial than the initial stages. So I feel that More awareness, more sensitization needs to be created to my people so that they embrace coconut not just as a subsidiary, but something that can also be a cash crop and can earn a living at the end of it all. Therefore, infrastructure, as I've said, lack of good machines, lack of access to the people who have these myths, traditions attached to that, make the end product, that is the oil, less manufactured in the country than the coconut trees that we already have in the country. A lot of interruption and interception is done before you reach the oil part. Otherwise, the other parts, like thatching the roofs of the hotels, like using the wood of it, like drinking its water and applying the oil in little as it's found, are quite evident. I must say that I've really learned a lot from the other counterparts by their processes and the hybrid and the current and modern technology that they're embracing in this, that we are also supposed to embrace as a country. And once again, I feel very much appreciated and honored to attend this webinar and workshop organized by you people. Thank you, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Elizabeth. Okay, and sorry
Thank
for
you.
the inconvenience caused due to the internet problem. I would like to thank all the speakers and panelists for the excellent presentations and informative perspectives. So now we will begin the Q&A session, which will be moderated by Dr. K.R. Salin, Honorary Director of NEDAC. If any participants have any questions, you can raise your hand or...
Risita, I
Yes,
think there is, we can also ask for some more comments before the Q&A session. I think
okay, sir.
Ms. Mridula is there. Can you please invite Ms. Can I invite Ms.
Yes.
Mridula? From
Good
ICC?
afternoon. Yeah, I'm there.
Okay.
Okay. Ma'am, please.
I think there is one question regarding to the marketing.
Yes. What do you think about the market challenges for
Market
coconut
challenges,
oil?
yes. Here I do just want to mention that is one of the mission of the ICC is to encourage the market research and promotion activities and assist to address the trade related issues. So ICC used to attend the queries we generally get from the stakeholders from the different member countries. As our ED Executive Director in her presentation mentioned that under ICC we are having 20 member countries, of which 9 is from the Pacific and 8 is from the Asian countries. 1 is from Caribbean, 1 is from Africa, and 1 is from Southern America. So ICC generally do market studies and just give the demand in our website. Also, we do post the information. So whenever any queries ICC used to get, we used to try to help out the stakeholders where the demand is there and where the market is available. So ICC is there to help the coconut farmers and the other industry stakeholders. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you very much, madam, for the feedback. In fact, one of the major issues highlighted in this meeting is the marketing issues.
Yes.
And this needs to be well addressed. And maybe I could not see many questions in the chat, and frankly, I'm not an expert in coconut because I work more related to fish, and the best connection I can correlate from fish and coconut is that the best Indian fish curry is made of coconut paste. So, and that's a favorite for many people. So, but still the presentations in this meeting had been exceptional, highlighting the major challenges that the coconut oil industry is facing, especially in the Asia Pacific region. And also we have seen the excellent feedback from Africa, from the representative from Kenya. Perhaps one question I was brooding for some time, and the first speaker also highlighted the mythological origin of the coconut tree. But with all the mythological origin, the coconut is also surrounded by several myths, and the need for scientific approach is highlighted. So what I'm wondering is what scientific approach is possible to overcome these myths or to better consumer awareness, because the myths are created by scientists. Now we need a scientific approach to overcome the issues created by the myths surrounding coconut oil and other products. So may I invite any expert in the panelist? What scientific approach, which are practical, can we suggest to improve the market situation and improve the consumer awareness for using the products? Any expert can volunteer, please?
Yeah. Good afternoon, Salim sir. This is Arun. And
Yes.
am I audible?
Yeah, I think it can be a bit louder, Mr. Arun, please, if it's possible. Yeah.
Is it better now?
Yeah, I think for me it's okay, but yeah.
Yeah. So actually, it's a very interesting question because we can see that there are lots of myths associated with the coconut plantation. It is not just with the consumers, for that matter. It is even there with the farmers. So there are certain traditional practices which have been getting followed, maybe with reason, maybe without reason. So, in my opinion, the first place where we like to inculcate a scientific mindset is with the farmers themselves on adoption of new technology, on changing of certain practices which might not be working out, so that the productivity increases, the farmer revenue increases, and as a result, more and more farmers get attracted to the crop. That's part A. Now coming to the second part of it, which is the myth with the consumers. Unfortunately, as one of the speakers, I believe Mr. Anas Ahmad, he had also mentioned, there had been a myth which had been promulgated that saturated fats are bad for health. And as a result, coconut oil had taken a backseat. But I believe now with more and more experts, even from the Western world, coming to acknowledge the goodness of coconut oil, and especially the fact that medium-chain triglycerides are actually good for health, we should be in a position to counter this false propaganda. And towards this, we can actually elicit the support of more and more experts right from the place where this propaganda originally initiated. That's from basically the USA. And get to publish scientific articles which would show that MCDs are actually good for health and not bad.
That's true, yeah, because from my childhood onwards, I remember I read articles that don't use coconut oil. Instead, use palm oil or some other oil because coconut oil is really bad. So that was the impression we all had. And I think we really need to have a counter campaign and making the people aware that these are really myths and these are really healthy. Yeah, that's thank you very much, Mr. Arun, for your.
Excuse me. Mridula from ICC.
Yeah.
Here I would like to mention that it's rightly pointed out about the myths and the negative campaigning against the coconut oil. So ICC used to give time to time the rebuttals and the suggestions from the ICC part, because we are having a scientific advisory committee on health in which the health doctors and the professors are there, and the chairman of the committee is one Dr. Fabian Derrit, who has recently did the clinical trial against the COVID-19 with the virgin coconut oil in the University of Philippines. So ICC used to publish these rebuttals against the negative campaigns time to time for the information of the public also. And we do post in our website and share with all the ICC member countries so that in other way they can also use to publish through their medias also. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ms. Mudula. And perhaps another question could be regarding the productivity, because increasing productivity has been cited as one important aspect to expand the farming of coconut. So, and we have also seen several methods. Is it the productivity is based on the nut yield or the oil yield? So what are the major issues affecting productivity and how they can be overcome? Is one question that we are thinking of. Can anyone ask, or may I invite Mr. Anas from Indonesia, because he has been talking about the production methods and Mr. Anas Ahmad?
Yes.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, about the productivity of the virgin coconut oil, actually there is many factors, starting from the materials, from the coconut itself, like the optimum age of the nut is about 11 or 12 months. But it's also, in our experience, depending also on the season, like the rain season and the hot season, sometimes we can get a different result of the amount of the volume of the oil that we use the same process. Yeah, sometimes we can get for example, like 1 liter virgin coconut oil we produce or we get from about 10 nuts. But in several seasons, like in the rainy season, the production we can get less, like 10 nuts only producing 0.9 liters, something like that, or 1 liter we need about 11 or 12 nuts. So the component of the material is also have a significant role in the virgin coconut oil processing. Number 2 is the process itself, yeah, like in fermentation, for examples. The temperature of the area that producing the virgin coconut oil also play the important role. Like in the mountainous area, the process with the fermentation method can be failed. That's a very bad experience also for us when we using the fermentation process, because when the weather getting cold, the fermentation not working. It can be very possible. So when we producing using the centrifuge, it's more stable. It's mean not really depending of the season or the temperature of the area. Another factor is about the if we processing with the manual process, of course the skill of the labor is also play the important role. That's why we have to continuously to develop the skill of our employee, our farmers, how to open the nuts, how to get the different size, how to press the coconut milk is also play the important role. But for in our experience, number 1 is materials, number 2 is methods, number 3 is manpower factors is also important. Also the machinery, yeah, the machinery also, when we processing with the centrifuge process but in the batch, because we need several process, we have to really concern about the performance of each process. So we have to develop the regular maintenance. It's different when we processing with the continuous centrifuge process. It can be more stable, but we have to run in 24 hours. So we have to doing a big have a big capacity of the materials, and also we make sure the market of our products is already also in a big scale. If not, the cost of the production will be very high. That's my opinion. Maybe the others can be make it complete. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Anas. Yeah, can I also request for feedback from other countries, please? Maybe interesting examples. Yeah, maybe, yeah, the message is clear that you really need to improve or update the skills and technology, and all these can affect the quality, the productivity of the oil and other products. Maybe one more question. Does that affect the shelf life? Sorry, if there are any comments?
Salim, I just want to intervene. Sorry for
Yeah, no problem.
There are two issues. The Lakshadweep person, when he presented, he talked about two issues, and also related issue with the quality of the virgin coconut oil. In the meanwhile, let us welcome Mr. Sachin Sharma. He is Managing Director of the Lakshadweep Industrial Development Corporation, senior government officer from the Lakshadweep Islands Administration, a very strong partner with NCDC. Mr. Sachin Sharma, I'd like to request you to answer three things. One is, what are the support system that you are giving for the promotion of virgin coconut oil and coconut oil in particular, about the coconut industry in Lakshadweep, in respect of number one, transport to the mainland. Number two, the processing technology. What we see that the hot process is little not superior to the cold process. And third is whether Lakshadweep administration promotes the mainland industries, big industries, to go and procure coconut from Lakshadweep. Three questions. Mr. Sachin, can you answer?
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon to all. Good afternoon to all. Yes, sir. Yes, the administration is supporting in many ways, sir. In one of the things is the logistics, sir. There is a subsidy of 90% for transportation of raw material as well as finished products, and also the vessels which are plying, the administration vessels, we are giving priority to the entrepreneurs if they have anything like raw material they want to bring in from the mainland, or anything they want to transport from here to mainland. So that is the kind of support what we are providing. Also, we are having workshops of entrepreneurs development programs. Also, we are sending people for training, for having visits to the modern facilities where they can learn the new techniques. As right now here, people are not, they are traditionally only making the virgin coconut oils. So that is the kind of support, and logistics will not be that big a problem. We'll try to support in all the ways. About the big industries coming and procuring, that is, they are most welcome, and the administration would walk an extra mile if somebody is interested in procuring the organic, fully organic coconut nuts from here. So in all ways, the administration would be supporting to any kind of entrepreneur and the big industrial players who want to come in and procure nuts or copra or in any of the ways, whichever way the industry would like to come in, we'll be happy and we'll welcome them with open heart. That's what I would like to say.
Thank you, Mr. Sachin. Over to Professor Salim.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Chairman. Yeah, in fact, the production methods we are talking about, I was wondering if, does this affect the shelf life also? Because the oil, I don't know how much is the shelf life, but there's been concerns about the adulteration of the oil as a major problem for marketing challenge. And it would be good how these adulteration can be prevented, or what strategies that countries adopt in maintaining the quality. Maybe may I ask Kun Pianok Naka, because Thailand is very proactive in diversified products range.
You asked about the shelf life, right?
Shelf life and how the marketing, the quality can be maintained without adulteration.
Yes, for shelf life, it depends on the method too. So it means for the method, if like a fermentation is up to the water inside, but it means that if the quality QC progress during the processing, so you can keep it around 2 years for the VCO. And VCO products like a cosmetic or any, so it means that it should pass the standard, right? It should pass the standard, right? Moisture content or free fatty acid or something like that, that is standard of either community level or industrial level or food and drug level. It means that if the community, if mean enterprise, if their method that they use like fermentation, so they try to get little water, no water at all, so they can keep 2 years. Or they can use the dry method like expeller or hydraulic press for press coconut oil, so you and get rid of water, or water cannot inside. Maybe the now it's technical like by filter and screen to separate the water, so you can keep the quality and keeping the standard for the national standard. If the sell to the domestic market or international market, it depends on the customer. I can share.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, please. Yeah, I think that's very interesting. And may I also ask if anyone has a question, please feel free to ask.
The hand is up from the Kenya.
From Kenya, yeah, please, Miss Elizabeth, please.
Yeah, I'm just asking how often you have such meetings, because they are quite an eye opener, and they are quite an eye opener because like we have the plantations and the big plants, but we are getting a lot of information out of what I've been listening to. So I was imagining how often you have such meetings, because these meetings can push us now to even reach our policymakers in the country to do exactly what you're doing, because the greatest problem we are facing is the supply chain. Yeah, who picks what from where and who takes it where and at what level, and at what level do you harvest, so that there's a lot of independence on it. Otherwise, maybe if there was criteria that this plant should only be harvested after this and after it has reached this level, all those are country policies. But again, when you sit in such international forums, you get to know how others do it. So my main reason is, my main question or my main concern is, how often do you interact with other countries like us? Because I've even heard you talking about this organic coconut and where it can be picked, this and that. There are people who can embrace that, but we can only do it if you make us aware, like you have made us aware today. I must say it's really It's really great. It could be aware in small portions, but there are people who are policymakers in the country. When they get to know this exactly, then it would help us. So I still want to appreciate, but want to have maybe more of this. It has really been educative. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ms. Elizabeth. Yeah, for your compliments. Yeah. Yeah. Anyone wants to ask?
Celine, I will read the side from as of now. One question as in like I'm voiced to be that field of it, in which I like to pose a question to basically Americo, in which they could, as an entrepreneur, if somebody wants to start entrepreneurship in the field of coconut, what could be the best scenario one could start at this present state with the whatever I could learn is of this virgin oil plus the core industries, how big the supply chain, how big the marketing, what could be the best, one of the simplest, smallest model where some a new entrepreneur can come in and start a new venture for himself. Yeah.
So can you also repeat the questions for louder so others can? It was not a bit audible. I think your question was on is there any model for small scale industries to have the coconut oil as a enterprise? How the new industry can be, new business can be started? Is that your question?
To some extent, yes. As an entrepreneur, as some individual want to start his own ventures, and the coconut industry is new to him. What could be the best possible scenario he can start with, and what could be the best thing apart from the virgin oil? What could be this thing?
Okay.
We can go and ventures up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for this question again. I would like to answer this in two parts because this is actually connected to one of the questions that Dr. Salim had also raised, which is regarding the productivity improvement in farms, etc. So we have a venture called the Parachute Cultivation Foundation, where the objective is to increase the farmer revenue, and as you know, the increase in farmer revenue can happen either through increasing the output or reducing the cost. Now, first of all, coming to increasing the output, that is again a function of how much production he makes and then how he upkeep his farm, etc. When we ventured into this field in 2017, what we found is that there was a clear lack of there was a clear lack of guidance or a mentor whom the farmer could turn to in case he would find any issue with his crop, whether it be a pest attack or the right kind of fertilizers to be used, what is the frequency at which he should be maintaining the farm, etc. Then we have a set of about 120 agronomists who visit roughly 40,000 farmers across India and then provide them the scientific inputs. And we have seen a significant improvement in the productivity. I do not want to quote any tall claims on the numbers now, but I can surely tell that there is an improvement in the productivity with respect to others. Now coming to the second part, which is where I would be answering my question. There is clearly a gap in the deployment of technology as well as availability of quality fertilizers to the farmers at the rural level. That is where definitely a rural entrepreneur can set in, can come in and then deploy farm machinery or provide services rather to the farmers. There are more than enough takers in the farmer community for such kind of machinery and their applications. Plus the second part I was talking about is the fertilizers. Availability of quality fertilizers to the farmers is also a gap that is still to be bridged. So in this way, the rural entrepreneurship which can set in if someone can provide such kind of services, which is farm machinery as well as fertilizers. Not only would he stand to gain in the process, but also there would be a trickling down effect with the farmers, which would basically enhance the entire rural economy as a whole. Thank
you. Dr. Salim, Ms. Elizabeth had raised issue.
Yeah, I forgot to answer that. Please, yeah.
I'll respond to that. Thanks, Ms. Elizabeth, for raising this issue. As you know, in your country, your your government has passed a new legislation very recently declaring coconut as a specified commodity where a lot of protection and assurances are ensured. It is the new legislation has come and your coconut authority has been created. So that's a very welcome step. But coming to our role, NEDAC Bangkok, Kenya is a member of NEDAC for last 3 years now, and we would be very happy to facilitate Kenya focused program on coconut oil, and we'll definitely chalk out a Kenya focused program on coconut oil involving all your stakeholders, particularly women, small farmers across your provinces. We'll work out a methodology, and Ms. Rasita from Bangkok will be in touch with you under the guidance of Dr. Salim to chalk out a program how we can do it. And from ICC and FAO, we would also like to request them if they can also partner with NEDAC to extend this kind of information sharing platform where we can reach out to directly to the women, small farm and small entrepreneurs in Kenya across their provinces. Thank you.
Definitely, MD sir, and it's a great pleasure for ICC to join with such venture. And here I would like to inform Ms. Elizabeth that Coconut Industry Board in Kenya, the National Nuts and Cooperative Department is the National Liaison Officer for ICC, who is looking after the coconut and coconut related activities in Kenya. So they always be in touch with ICC. I think that department, Ms. Elizabeth can contact those department also, because they used to always participate in ICC's program as a National Liaison Officer for Kenya. And moreover, ICC used to organize International Cocotech Conference once in 2 years. So this year, due to the pandemic, we organized this virtually, as our ED mentioned in our presentation, and there was more than 700 participants, though participated virtually. And next year in 2022, we are planning to do it physically, and the host country is Government of Malaysia. So this is a very big platform to the stakeholders, business people, all the manufacturers, even research scholars, universities, all the department who used to participate in this, the biggest conference organized by the international coconut community. And this is a good opportunity for all the people to learn their marketing business and research activities and the development taken in the coconut sector. So ICC is welcoming all to this international conference, which is to be planned next year, 2022, in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, during the month of October. And hopefully in 2022, we can meet all in person also. Thank you.
Yeah, just to add something more, I would also like to thank the kind of support the CDP has provided Mariposa, right? Right from about 2003 onwards, there have been coconut producer societies which have been set up in different parts of Kerala and Tamil Nadu, in which through which the CDP has set up a level of awareness amongst the farmers, and that those were actually the baby steps where the Coconut Development Board really supported Marico in reaching out to farmers, and since the objective was the same, which is to make the life of the coconut farmer better, the efforts also went in complete synchrony. Even for this Cultivation Foundation initiative that I was talking about, the inputs which have come from CDP and the kind of mentoring which has come from CDP has been very, very crucial. I would like to thank the entire CDP team towards all the support that has been provided and that has been continued to be provided all the way.
Yeah, thank you very much for all the excellent feedback. Yeah, I think we have exceeded the time so much, but still, may I have our own final question also in this forum? because a lot of talk about international marketing and how the small scale enterprises or cooperatives can take part in international marketing. This issue has been raised by some participants. I think we need to discuss how the international marketing opportunities can be improved in this context. So if anyone would like to raise some comments, or perhaps Vietnam is a leader in the market. So can Ms. No, can you please elaborate on what strength that Vietnam has or is a model for others?
Regarding to your we will get more product from Vco in the near future, maybe very near future.
So do you think the small scale operators in Vietnam, they take part in this business, international marketing, or they produce?
Very difficult for small scale. Because the international marketing, even though market, they need a high standard of the quality of Vco in the near future. So small scale, difficult to reach.
Okay. Okay, I think we still need more deliberations on this, because how to empower these cooperatives, particularly in taking part in export business. So I think we can conclude the Q&A session now, unless if any of you has a teething issue to raise. Any question? In other case, yeah, there is a hand raised, Mr. Vishwanath. Yeah, please.
See, I have one information and one question. Someone was asking me about the shelf life of the this coconut oil. See, we manufacture virgin coconut oil in the DME method, that's direct machine expeller method, and with the minimal moisture content, that is less than 0.1%, even in 0.09%. If you make it in that way, we have kept our oil for more than 2 years also. It doesn't have any odor or any rancidness in the oil. So if you made it properly with the minimal moisture, it can go beyond 2 years also. But in any case, we normally declare only 2 years as shelf life. And for the regular coconut oil that is made from the dry copra, again, moisture content is an important thing. If lesser the moisture content, the oil can go up to about 10 to 12 months. If it is not made in the right way, then it lasts less than 6 months. So this is the one information I want to share. And my question is still largely, I think, as Mr. Salim said, it needs a lot of deliberation and this thing. The bigger challenges for the small manufacturer like us, who make about anything between 2,000 to 4,000 liters a month of virgin coconut oil and 15,000 liters of regular coconut oil, is a marketing. So with our own capability, with our own contacts, with participating in different exhibitions, local exhibitions and local contact, with all efforts, we hardly could able to make use our capacity only about 40%, not more than 40% of our actual built up capacity. So rest is still available. But you need to find a market. So the bigger entities can really help, and this needs really deliberation, because I've been trying to market our product since last 5 years. So I didn't find much, to be frank and honest and to be truthful, not too much of success has been happened. We have just able to survive. But then survival is not only the thing. We need to grow. We need to grow as an individual company, as well as we need to grow as a whole market of coconut oil, as well as the virgin coconut oil. I think this needs. We may not have an immediate answer right now, but I think this needs a really lot of deliberation and efforts from the agencies and NCDC. Everyone can actually chip in with their experience and the reach to the international market. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vishwanath. Yeah, that's a very honest reflection of the current state of affairs. We really need some game-changing ideas to help to support smallholder farmers in this sector. So I think thank you very much for all the interactions we had, and then I will hand over to Ms. Rasita. Yeah,
Thank you, Dr. Salim. Now I'd like to move to the way forward on the coconut oil production, processing, and marketing. I would like to invite Mrs. Meenakshi Yadav from National Cooperative Development Corporation, NCDC, to share her idea. Please, ma'am.
Namaskar. Good afternoon. I'm Meenakshi from NCDC India. The International Workshop on Entrepreneurship Development in Coconut Oil Production, Processing and Marketing today highlighted the importance of coconut oil, particularly virgin coconut oil, that is VCO. Over the years, there has been marginal increase in both acreage and production of coconut. However, productivity has remained low. Several factors have been attributed to this situation. Coconut oil today faces challenges from palm oil in many NEDAC member countries. There has to be concerted efforts by the governments across the region to address the concerns of coconut farmers and small producers. Coconut producing countries realize potential of coconut in economic development and prosperity of small farmers. Coconut industry is primarily based on copra. Asia and the Pacific region in the countries are collectively one of the major producers and exporters of copra. Since copra is a low value product and its price in the world market fluctuates like any other commodity, for increasing income of coconut farmers, we must have more options in terms of coconut as food and non-food products. Virgin coconut oil now has global importance because of its wide range of applications in medicines, foods, cosmetics, and hair products, and also contributing to human health, nutrition, and wellness. VCO can be produced at home even without any specialized equipment. It can also be produced in large-scale commercial plants. Lower quality VCO can still be used for processing other downstream products such as bath soaps and massage oils, thereby preventing any waste. Considering the increase in awareness amongst consumers around the goodness of coconut and its product, and especially the virgin coconut oil, coconut processing industries have a large headroom to grow, explore this domain, and develop a long-term and sustained growth business model. Educational and research institutions must understand the practical aspects of this industry and accordingly divert their research towards making its implementation operationally and financially feasible. On behalf of National Cooperative Development Corporation, NCDC India, I am here to say that NCDC extends credit linkages and capacity building support to coconut farmers in India. NCDC would multiply its focus on CNO and VCO in coastal territories. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Sahkar.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Meenakshi. Now we will conclude the workshop of today. I would request Dr. K.R. Salim to summarize the workshop.
Yeah, thank you, Rasita. I think we had a wonderful discussion and very useful interaction that gives us much or many more ideas for our future interventions in this sector, our future work plan in this sector, because yeah, we have been conducting regular events every month on different topics, and this being a very important topic, so this has become such an extensive and very serious meeting, and I'm very happy to see the outcome. And looking at the coconut oil industry, as we see that increasing relevance in this time, particularly during the pandemic, we realize that many of the challenges facing human health can be alleviated by the coconut oil, which was really some time before was not a real fact for people. We were believing that coconut oil was really killer oil in that sense. But thanks to the recent research efforts and the promotion that is happening, we are able to promote or market the oil as a very useful product for human health, for cosmetic industry, for the pharmaceutical industry, and we see increasing use or utilities for the products every day. And particularly as Mr. Tomio mentioned in his opening remarks, the relevance of the coconut products in the circular economy, which is very important these days as we see the impacts of climate change and all the challenges facing the global food system, then coconut sector is a real answer to many of the problems that we face today. And as we see from the presentations today, the challenges, the opportunities, the market threats, and all these point to the fact that there is much more to do, particularly in bringing the farmers to the forefront, creating farmer-centric management options so that farmers get profit. At the same time, the product line is diversified to service a much diverse customer base all across the world. So I think this meeting has been such a successful one, and we see a lot of opportunities to work with industry, to the stakeholders, and all of you who have come here. And I think we will continue to do this in the days to come, and we look forward to work with all of you in the promotion of this sector and working with the cooperatives all across the world. So thank you very much, and I will pass it on again to Rasita for the rest of the session.
Thank you very much, Dr. Salim. Now I would request Mr. Robert H. Chotang, Deputy Director of LINAC, to present the word of thanks.
Thank you, Ms. Rasita. Namaskar, good afternoon. On my personal behalf and on behalf of the Lakshman Rao Inamdar National Academy for Cooperative Research and Development, LINAC NCDC, India, and the NEDAC Training Center, Bangkok, it is my privilege to present a word of thanks. At the outset, I thank the NEDAC member, Indian Potash Limited, for making their premises in Mumbai, India, available for the in-person workshop. It is a privilege for me to thank the Indian Federal Minister of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Mr. Narendra Singh Tomar, for his inspirational address. Sir, we are thankful for your words of wisdom and encouragement, which we believe will go a long way in the promotion and sustainable development of coconut businesses. It is my honor to thank all the resource persons who have enhanced the value of the workshop with their views. I thank Dr. Prabodh Halde, Head Regulatory Marico Limited, and Mr. Arun from Marico Limited, India, Mr. Badri Guragain, CEO, NCBL Nepal, who presented research work of Ms. Divina D. Bawalan, formerly Philippine Coconut Authority, Philippines. Mr. Anas Ahmad, proprietor Vco Bagos, Indonesia. Ms. Pianut Naka, Vice Chairperson, Conservation and Development of Coconut Oil Forum of Thailand. Mrs. Ngo Thi Kiu Duong, General Director, Well Dragon Coconut Cosmetic, Vietnam. Mr. Chandan, Additional Secretary, RDCD, People's Republic of Bangladesh. Muhammad Altaf Hussain, Managing Director, Lakshadweep Coconut Industries, Lakshadweep, India. Mrs. Vijaya Sakti, Managing Director, Tiruchengot Agricultural Producers Cooperative Marketing Society Limited, Tamil Nadu, India. Ms. Elizabeth Ngare, the Salvation Army, Likoni, Kenya, and Mr. Viswanath Kumar, Proprietor, AVS AgroLife Products, Karnataka, India. It is my privilege to thank our respected Managing Director of NCDC and Chairperson of NEDAC, Mr. Sandeep Kumar Nayak, for addressing the participants and setting the tone for the workshop. In fact, it is under the leadership and able guidance of the Chairperson NEDAC that such a forward-looking workshop is being organized today. It is also my privilege to thank Mr. K.B. Upreti, Vice Chairperson NEDAC, for his address. I thank Dr. Zelfina C. Alo, Executive Director, International Coconut Community, Jakarta, Indonesia, and Mr. Tomio Sichuri, Country Representative, FAO, for addressing the workshop participants. I thank Mr. Pondu Ravinder Rao, Chairman of SCOP, Mr. Bhima Subramaniam, MD of NASCOP, India, and Mr. Sachin Sharma, Managing Director, Lakshadweep Development Corporation Limited, Lakshadweep, India, for the valuable inputs. I thank Dr. K.R. Salin, Honorary Director, NEDAC, Bangkok, and coordinator of the joint workshop. I also thank Colonel Dr. Baljit Singh, Chief Director, LINAC, and coordinator of the joint workshop. I thank Mrs. Meenakshi Yadav of NCDC and Ms. Rasita Srikatran of NEDAC, Bangkok. I thank all the participants. Last but not the least, I thank the employees of NEDAC Training Center, Bangkok, and of NCDC India for their support in organizing the workshop. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Sahakar.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Robert. And thank you all once again for your kind attention. And we are looking forward to see you all in the next future events of NEDAC and LINAC.
We'll see you in person next time.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Stay well. Thank you. Thank you all.